as well, they will look at it that is this not going to be a bad investment for them on the long run? Because in the last 3-4 years now, you say that major competitions have gone to the country, has been hosted by this nation, but a club side, neither that's a national team, has won of the competition. And when I say 4 years ago, the FIFA Club World Cup was hosted there in Morocco. No Moroccan side won it. We talk about the Women's African Cup of Nations. This will be the third time. On 2 different occasions, they didn't win, despite getting into the finals. And the Men's African Cup of Nations, they got into the finals as well, and they lost. So you say that it's a long one for Morocco. And talking about the balls as well, if we want a confirmation, the Confederation of African Football, they've not done anything, because for many journalists yesterday and in the early hours of today, they've been talking about accreditation, which is also the first gate into getting yourself in Morocco for journalists. There has been no accreditation approval yet by the Confederation of African Football.
All right, so what to say, we'll keep that headline going, not on this moment, but when we come in the afternoon, hopefully we'll talk more about the games. The girls will be playing by 4 today. We lost the first friendly game to Cameroon by 0-0, and today the girls have said they want to bounce back, get a win, boost their morale ahead of WAFCON later this month in Morocco. Morocco will be hosting, and let's hope that all this drama playing out in the Middle East will not get to Morocco and allow these girls to enjoy their game. So, let's talk La Liga, and Getafe beating Real by 0-0. I don't really find La Liga exciting this year. Kind of slow, kind of neither here nor there between the 3 heavyweights. Put it down to Atletico, to Real, to Barcelona Football Club, 4 points. None of this team has been convincing for me. How about you?
Like you mentioned, I think I'll buy into that as well. And I think I've mentioned also on previous editions of the show that the quality in the Spanish La Liga now is not what we used to see in time past. In the time past, we were served with 4, 5, 6 years of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, whom, of course, they elevate the level of these club sides. So you say that the present crop of players we have there in the Spanish La Liga, none of them have been able to fill in the boots and the void in which Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and you talk about their remaining associates with their club side, as at when they were playing in the Spanish La Liga, none of these teams, none of these players can actually put themselves in that position. And you look at it now, for FC Barcelona, with the result that went the way of Real Madrid yesterday, losing by 0-0 to Getafe, you tell that they are in prime position to win the Spanish La Liga title. But then, the main thing now is, well, for Atletico de Madrid, can they still play a catch-up on Real Madrid? They are 9 points behind Real Madrid there in the Spanish La Liga. So you say that all of these things is down to Real Madrid also. I think they've gotten it all wrong since Carlo Ancelotti left. I don't think they went for the right mind to be in charge of this club side. And this would what will continue to happen.
All right, so we're wait to see 2 Spanish being in charge. One, Xabi Alonso sacked. Now they've got Arbeloa in charge. We'll wait to see what will be the future of the former Real and, of course, Liverpool player. One game in the Nigerian Premier Football League, Barao came from a goal down to beat Plateau United by 2-1. And there were 2 games in Italy. One, Pisa lost at home to Bologna by 0-0. And Udinese in Udine won against Fiorentina by 3-0. Now let's head straight to the BBC. Here from Shabna Yunus, Joe will help us. SAMIES, there's this talk around the Premier League, how set piece, how corner kicks has been the hallmark of the season. And I was taking a look at the numbers this morning. Over 100 plus goals has been scored from set piece. But they are putting attention on one team that has scored 16 from set piece. You take a listen to Shabna Yunus, Joe will help us. The build-up of the game tonight between Wolves and Liverpool, where Arne Slot will be speaking. And, of course, for Daniel Farke, the German head coach of Leeds. So it's not a crime for the coaches, SAMIES, to jog to the pitch. So when next you want to speak to any of the officials, make sure you don't jog. Take a listen to Shabna Yunus, Joe from the BBC. And when we come back, we've got more to share with you. It's 94.9 32 FM.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Shabnam Yunus-Jewell at the BBC Sports Centre. Liverpool boss Arne Slot says he is not a fan of goals from set pieces, but they are the new reality in the Premier League. His team have, however, improved greatly in that area, and 3 of their 5 goals against West Ham on Saturday were scored from corners.
It's not like every game is as if we're watching Barcelona 10 or 15 years ago or watching the Premier League 4 or 5 years ago. It just has changed how entertaining it is because of playing styles. We're well placed now, but 2 weeks ago you didn't ask that question, but you could have asked the question. You're not so well placed, so things can change really fast, depending also who you play yourself.
Liverpool go away to Wolves on Tuesday night in one of 4 Premier League fixtures. Leeds host Sunderland, and their boss Daniel Farke insists his red card at the end of Saturday's defeat to Manchester City at Elland Road should be overturned, but he's yet to decide whether he'll appeal. Farke ran to referee Peter Banks at the final whistle, aggrieved at several decisions, but says he was shocked at being shown red before he could say anything, insisting he didn't swear or use threatening language towards the officials.
I will never ever jog again on the pitch, although I don't think you could be shown a red card for jogging. I'm not light like a butterfly. I don't look unbelievably cute and sweet when I jog. Yeah, I have to admit this. So for that, the lesson that I learned with Peter, I respect him so much. He's a top experienced ref. I don't think he did something on purpose. I think just he misjudged or misinterpreted.
And Tottenham have been fined €30,000 by UEFA for alleged racist or discriminatory behaviour by their supporters during a Champions League tie at Eintracht Frankfurt. Spurs are also banned from selling tickets to their away supporters for one UEFA match, but this has been suspended for a probationary period of 1 year. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, thank you so much, Shebna, for that. There you have it, the Premier League coming up tonight. We'll talk about that more when we come in the afternoon. But SAMIES, away from the Premier League, there will also be some heavyweight game. Barcelona are looking for miracle. They say they've done it before. They take you back to when they beat PSG, when they lost the first game at Parc des Princes, and then they came to Camp Nou and they destroyed Paris Saint-Germain.
Mentality is different. Players are different. No Neymar, no Messi. No Iniesta, no Xavi. So what are we saying?
But it's the same institution. It's Barcelona Football Club.
I don't care if it's Barcelona Football Club. The only thing I want to see today is Atletico Madrid are not conceding 2 goals in the first half, and they are good to be in the finals of the Copa del Rey. I'm not saying it can happen, by the way. So you look at Atletico de Madrid with the level in which they've been playing, and also from what you've noticed, the inconsistency in Spanish sides this season.
Yeah.
I think it's makes the game that's a neutral, and that's a game that is that's at the catching. For FC Barcelona, because last season I could remember that 4-4 where it was Atletico de Madrid who raised it into a 4-goal lead in that game, and it ended 4-4. And in the second leg, Atletico de Madrid still scored first, and Barcelona still overturned that game to win and get into the finals of the Copa del Rey. And so I don't want them to make the same mistake they made last season.
We don't want them to, but Barca fans want them to.
This time around, they have a player who definitely has elevated the way they play this season.
Who's that player?
Ademola Lookman.
So we'll keep it till afternoon when we can. We'll continue from where we start, because as we got one more thing to talk about before we wrap up in the next 2-3 minutes. SAMIES, Filipe Luis, don't have a job again. And he's a man that got a fantastic CV. Clubs in Europe should be looking for him.
I just don't see him fortunate enough. I saw a glimpse of him at the FIFA Club World Cup where he actually led a Flamengo, and what they did en route that's their quarterfinal outstar from the competition. But looking at him as well, the fear many teams would want to make is this is another young manager. We don't want to put all our eggs in one basket with him. But then I probably should stay within a Brazilian football still and continue to develop his CV so that he can get that dream job of his.
Okay, we'll wait to see all of that play out for Filipe Luis. The statement released by Flamengo that the club have decided to part ways with the Brazilian, and so they're looking for a new man to help them. He won this last game by 8-0, but that doesn't matter because he lost the Super Copa in Brazil at the final, the CONMEBOL Copa final, and so they were not pleased with him. You have SAMIES also talk about him taking Flamengo to the Club World Cup, and of course Flamengo didn't do too well at the Club World Cup, but of course they remember some of these things that the former Atletico and Chelsea player did for them. Tonight also there will be one game, the semi-final first game, and that will see Como play against Inter Milan. If you play Como, you have to be careful, SAMIES.
Yeah, of course, Inter Milan, I'm very sure they are aware of that.
Yeah.
And to say Inter Milan, they have nothing else to fight for this season aside from the Italian Serie A title and this one. And on the other hand, for Cesc Fabregas and Como, well, they've done a good job last season, which was their first in the top flight, and this season also, which is their second. They are doing so well. They would also want to win something for themselves and maybe play in the European scene.
This is a typical David and Goliath battle. Como coming up against Inter Milan. We'll come up again by 3:30, but don't forget that once we leave here, there's so many in terms of interesting headlines coming up. Entertainment, information, and of course, education we'll bring to you on this dial. I am Peter. I've done this with SAMIES. We'll see you guys again by 3:30 by his way. So when we come, we'll expand the conversation and of course bring some other big headlines on the table.